Is Erling Haaland likely to leave Man City?
I think so.
Really?
This sounds very commentary.
Yeah.
I think so, Jake.
So, if you're wondering why we're holding our microphones, we've bought new mics. I think they're a lot better, but we currently don't have arms for them. So we're using our actual arms.
I know. What kind of like old-fashionedness is this?
Yeah. I'm trying to, bear with me, do some technical stuff while we're talking. There we go. Oh, that's not right. There we go. Erling Haaland, the center of the topic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm kind of the opinion of, especially after this interview from, I believe it was his father said it, that he could do it in every league if he wishes. And he's already proven Germany, easy.
Yeah.
England, easy.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to win a Premier League title. He didn't win the Bundesliga, I believe.
I don't think so.
No, which may be a thing he even wants to go back to. But I can almost see at this point, he looks at this and goes, well, why don't I just go and collect as many trophies as possible? Collect all the league titles. Because I believe there's only one player ever to have won the Ballon d'Or at 3 separate clubs. That being the original Ronaldo.
Really?
Yes, which he did with Inter, Barca, and PSG. What am I on about? Real Madrid, I think.
Cristiano didn't do it?
Nope.
Wow.
It's only been United and Madrid. So it's 3 separate clubs. Because most players won't be that good for that many clubs. So I think...
Ronaldo was pretty good for Juve.
He was all right. He was never the best in the world, though.
True.
But yeah, so I feel like he could look at that and go, you know what? If there's another title that I might want to add to my growing list of potentials, why not try and win what I can in every single country?
Well, it's safe to say that I don't want to say that the Premier League's not a challenge for him. Obviously, it's a challenging league for anybody. He's having to put a lot of work in. It's not just coming to him. The guy is a workhorse.
Yeah, no, that does help. He that's partly what makes him so great, is that he doesn't expect everything to fall at his feet. He will put in the hard yards to get in the positions to create some chances. And I think that will work in any league.
Yeah, I feel like if you can prove yourself doing it in the Premier League, you can work hard and your hard work pays off. You get the goals. Then doing it in Italy or in France, I don't think it's going to be any harder in those leagues.
No, in Italy, I'm not saying anything bad about the Italian league, but I will say it is easier to score. Yeah, everything before the but doesn't mean anything, does it? So, yeah, but it's easier to score goals. I mean, it's been shown that Lukaku can score a lot of goals and look like a world beater in Italy. In the nicest way, Tammy Abraham, he's gone to Roma and he's at a very good goal scoring rate over there, which he wasn't doing it the same way over here.
But you say that. He was scoring when he was given the opportunities.
He was, but Haaland has very much destroyed the thought of what people should score like.
Yeah.
He was, but the thing is though, for Chelsea, he was good. And it shows how much we struggled with strikers that we look at him and go, he really should have been our guy. Because when we really think about it, we need someone better. We need that Haaland. We need that Salah. We need that player who is going to be golden boot worthy, not someone who's just about going to get 15 goals.
You're right. But this video is not about Chelsea.
No. But that's my point of showing why he could go to Italy and absolutely smash it. I think he could go to Italy for one season, basically win whatever team he was at the league, and potentially go far in the Champions League with that as well.
I agree. I hate saying that one player makes all the difference. I've touched on this before. I hate saying that adding Haaland to a team, any team can win in the league. But if you've got a team that can create chances, again, let's go back to Chelsea. Chelsea can create a lot of chances, but not finish them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the lack of chances created comes down to not having a player that gets in the correct positions. That's the difference with Haaland. It's not just having a De Bruyne or a Mahrez or whatever to supply him. It's he's doing half the work. He's in the positions where the ball can be fed to. And I feel like with Chelsea's problem is not necessarily not having someone to finish it, but not having someone to get to the position where the ball is supplied from. Does that make sense? Supplied to?
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like I explained that really poorly. But yeah, he is that sort of player that can make that difference to a team. So, yes, you're right. You used Italy as an example here.
Yep.
Do you think Italy's a likely next location for him?
Not next. That'll be later in his career, I think. I think that'll be the point in his career where maybe his legs start going a bit, as many players treat it as, where he doesn't necessarily need the pace he's got now. I think his logical next step is very much Real Madrid.
I was going to say, it's got to be Spain.
Or I guess maybe Barcelona, with their weird ability to afford anything they want.
You wouldn't want to see him as part of a super quadruplet at PSG?
I mean, I'd love to see it. It would be very interesting.
Imagine just Messi and Mbappe and Neymar behind him up top. It's a scary thought.
Yeah. What was it? PSG already have, is it 3 of the top 5 highest wage players in the world? I can't see them adding Haaland without making that 4 top 5 kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean,
he wouldn't join for less money than them.
And I believe, including bonuses, he's currently on about £900,000 a week, which is just crazy.
Yeah, it's like the kind of bonuses that you give a player where you're like, you're gonna hit these. It's just a way so it doesn't look as bad week by week.
I imagine the bonuses that were in place for his contract were like, if you score like 10 goals in 5 games or whatever, we'll give you this much money. And they were like, haha, of course he's not going to. Oh, he did.
Yeah, like, we'll give him an extra, 5 million for a hat trick. Thinking, he might get a couple of them a year, but be fine. And already at this point they're going, oh no, we need to check can someone call the accountants? Can we afford this anymore? It's nuts.
The reason this entire debate, this discussion has come up is because Haaland Sr., Erling Haaland's dad, has talked about the possibility of his son wanting to challenge himself and spend a little bit of time, 2, maybe 3 seasons in each league across his career. Now, he's only 22. So by the time, let's say he does 3 seasons in the Premier League, he could be leaving at 24, 25. Still, technically, not in his prime, which is terrifying. Yeah. He could break all the records in the Premier League, go off to, let's say Real Madrid, spend 3 years there. He's 28. He's now in his prime. Now he goes to France, spends 3 years there. He's 31. He's like, oh, now it's time for me to settle down in Italy. Spends 3 years there, hits the age of 34, retires, the most successful player ever, and still young enough to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his work rate, I'd be very surprised if he'd retired by 34, minus any big injuries for the kind of player he is. But to be honest, even in I could see he needs 1 year in France to do most things. Maybe 1 or 2 in Italy. The big question might be does he go back to Germany? Because if he doesn't, I might be forgetting. Yeah, if he doesn't have that Bundesliga, he might go there and go, well, if I over the years get my Premier League, get my Serie A, get my La Liga, and he's like, ooh, the only big one I'm really missing is to go back. Now, would he go back and go to Bayern at the risk of all Dortmund fans?
Ooh.
Personally, I don't see why he wouldn't.
I agree.
He already played for Mainz. Was it? No. I can't think what team it was he played before. Or no. Was it Red Bull? I'm
not sure.
But he played for another German club and then went to Dortmund. So the thought he might go to a third one probably isn't as extreme as saying that he would betray the trust of some fans that he grew up loving.
He's never going to go to United. Like, he wouldn't do that. I don't
because he wants to go to the winning teams.
Yeah. Ooh.
Although he might go to Leeds. I heard the interview saying that he would love to win the league with Leeds. So maybe at the end of his career, Leeds fans might get a nice treat.
There's something interesting that not a lot of people really talk about when they talk about Haaland is, I mean, we touched on whether or not he's the kind of player that makes enough of a difference to a team as an individual to give that team success.
Yeah.
Does he, or will he, affect internationally for Norway?
I mean, at the moment, no. He couldn't get them to the World Cup.
So that essentially, that point alone proves that he's not a player that makes individual. You know what I mean? He doesn't make enough of a difference by himself.
But I feel like he's only come into this more recently. I think this move to Man City, this last 12 months, I think he has grown a lot in these last 12 months.
I agree.
So potentially the next qualifying, so these Euros campaign now, the ones that have just been drawn, maybe this one he might have a bigger impact. Odegaard has stepped up massively as well.
True.
And Odegaard's actually the captain for Norway ahead of Haaland, which I think says quite a bit about him. So realistically, if you can set your team up with a player like him and go, okay, let's just put it in there, more likely he will score. You kind of, I know it's probably not a very nice way to say it, but you almost go, okay, we're going to sacrifice 3 of our 4 midfielders to just be like, put it into an area for Haaland. Don't worry about much else. You might have to do a bit of extra defending, but just put the ball in for Haaland. That's the main point. Almost like, don't try and score yourself. Just give it to the good guy.
The scary thing is his heading has improved drastically this season so far as well. We've seen on quite a few headed goals.
But also, when he doesn't even need to head half the time, when his foot can get higher than most people can jump.
Although who was it against? Was it like Palace? Basically studied someone in the head, got away with it. So he needs to be a little careful. I think maybe...
I'd be shocked if he doesn't get some kind of ban in the season, just from his pure aggression.
He's not been booked yet.
No, but he's one of those that I don't think he would do it intentionally. I 100% don't think it'll be an intentional thing. I think it'll just be that determination to go for a ball that might lead to a reckless challenge at some point.
Yeah, he's got crazy desire.
Yeah, over the entire season, I would be shocked if he doesn't do anything like that.
I agree. I mean, at this point, as a Chelsea fan, obviously, I definitely don't want to see him get injured. But if he got a 2-game ban, 3-game ban, something like that, I wouldn't be too disappointed. But at the same time, I love to see this sort of freak athletic dominance in any sport, like seeing Michael Jordan dominate the NBA, seeing LeBron James, Kobe Bryant,
even the Messi and Ronaldo.
Messi and Ronaldo, yeah. Like there's always someone that dominates a generation of a sport, and at the moment, I think we're going into the Haaland generation.
Yes, they're saying the Haaland and Mbappe rivalry.
That's how it started. It's becoming a bit of a one-man race, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the other day, I'm not sure if you saw this, but Thierry Henry, he said obviously Haaland is a goal-scoring freak, but if he was to build a team, he would build it around Mbappe over Haaland.
Yes, but you're also talking about the Frenchman, I was
just going to say that.
Who will have a slightly biased opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. This isn't a Mbappe versus Haaland debate. It's a debate over whether or not he will stay at City, or whether he's going to see out his contract and leave, or whether he'll even leave before his contract's up.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he is there at the end of his contract.
I don't think he'll re-sign.
No. I very much think next stop will be Real Madrid.
I agree.
He's that Real Madrid signing more than the Barcelona signing, I feel.
I agree as well. And Benzema, as incredible as he is probably towards the later end of his prime.
Yes, I believe he's had a couple of injuries this season already, and you're at that risky age where a few injuries can really just tail off your career quite quickly.
And replacing the likes of Benzema is not an easy feat. So someone as freakish as Erling Haaland may be the perfect replacement. So he seems destined, in my book, to go to Real Madrid. You touched on Leeds. I think maybe Leeds could be the end of his career. I think that would be fun. Kind of like Diego Costa going to Wolves, Not the same connection, but from Chelsea to Wolves is similar similar to City to Leeds.
I think so.
Okay. As always, guys, join in the discussion in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Will Haaland see out his contract, or will he go to Madrid or someone similar? Let us know who you think for a big money move before his contract is up. Interesting.
Yes.
Thanks, as always, for tuning in and listening to us babble on about football. We will see you next time on Final Whistle Football.
Bye, guys.
Hopefully our mic sounded okay.